We're back.
Nando DeFino, Tony Cicada. We got a guy that's, I don't know, he's a pretty big name in the industry now. He's like, I remember when he was on Blog Talk Radio, this guy, right?
Still am.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he was just, he had a few jokes, and he carved it into a career, right?
Somehow. Mostly fart jokes. Yeah, I'm good like that.
Hey, Jeff Mans from the Fantasy Alarms joined us, Nando.
Hey, man.
Are you a
up,
big
guys?
Jeff Mans fan? Some people
I'm
like
one of the
his
biggest.
sound.
You can't with me sitting here. Oh, yeah, I'm a big fan. Really, off the air, it's like that guy sucks. He's like a really bad BO.
I don't think that. No.
That's why I wear the suit coat to
Try to give it a couple
mask
levels.
my BO.
Mans, congratulations on the Playboy Championship.
Thanks,
dude.
guys. Appreciate that very much. Yeah, it's crazy. That was a wild ride, unexpected. You know, you're stunned that you qualified because it's hard to qualify for those live events. Then you're there. You're at the Playboy Mansion. There's bunnies dancing around and all that stuff. You know, the first time we qualified for that event last year, we got caught up, and I felt like we were really caught up in the moment. And like, oh my God, Playboy Mansion, Hugh Hefner, let's take pictures. This time we were much more focused. While a lot of you guys know, I like to go out and have a little bit of fun every now and then. We were pretty laser focused at this event, and it's unbelievable that it actually paid off at the highest level.
But after you won, I mean, it's let's cut loose now, right?
Oh yeah,
let's take this big check and do something with it.
Schuster ordered a seafood tower. We went out to dinner because we hadn't had anything to eat. It's like 11 o'clock at night. We went to this expensive Beverly Hills steakhouse, and Schuster is like 3 sheets to the wind. He's like, do you guys want appetizers? We're like, no, we'll take our $75 steak and let it go. And Schuster's like, I want the seafood tower. Seafood tower. They bring out this big seafood tower. I'm like, Dad, this is like 4 meals. It was like $150. Like, what are we doing here? I don't know. I didn't even want to eat it. I'm just going to throw it at 4 people. It's like, what are you doing?
We're with Jeff Mans from the Fantasy Alarm. Of course, he won the $100,000 in the FanDuel Playboy Mansion Championship. Now, Jeff, you've been to a couple live events now, and I tell people all the time, it's great, the money. And we can't sugarcoat that. We're not going to lie about it. But those events are outstanding, whether you win or lose. And it's amazing to me how a lot of people in the daily fantasy community get along at those events. And you're a guy, you know, sometimes we're in the limelight. We get called out on certain things. But at those events, to me, they've all been great. What's your experience?
Absolutely. The companies that put those on do great work with, making you feel at home. They, the little swag bag. I mean, I have a picture of my daughter, my 10-year-old. She's got like a, like FanDuel glasses and a DraftKings bag and like a Fantasy Aces hat. Like it's all like different swag bags from being at these live events, all the swag. So it's pretty crazy with all that. And yeah, the companies do a wonderful job. And I think there's a respect factor. You go there and you're in the room, no matter what the difference is. That's the multi-entry guy. Oh, that's the guy that blasts me on the radio. In that event at that time, we're all kind of brothers and we're all fighting for the same goal. And plus, it doesn't hurt that we're all winners. The minimum you'd go home with at the Playboy event was $5,000, and a lot of these events like $10,000 minimum. So, that doesn't hurt anything either.
So it's kind of like everyone got the seafood tower then.
Yeah, everybody. You get everybody. Seafood towers for everybody. Around the seafood towers.
Hey, dude. I don't know. Have you seen the Living the Fantasy? You're a big part of Living the Fantasy. Have you seen the cut yet? I heard Josh is asking me to. There's a movie called Living the Fantasy. Mans is one of the main characters in it. I'm dying to see it. Like, I've seen the preview. He wants to show me the screener just to see it. I
have not seen the screener. I've seen several clips, most of which are my clips or whatever that he sent over. And I'm like, can we change anything? No. So I'm like, all right, well, this is what I am now. It's an inside look at, fantasy sports and people that do it on a regular basis and do it at full time and stuff like that. And, it's going to be interesting because I think there is definitely a different perception as myself. Way different perception. They came home and filmed me with my wife and my kids, and I'm at T-ball practice, and I'm doing all this stuff. The things people I don't ever broadcast or really talk about, because the non-fun things. But
oh, dude, it was a great shot of you in the trailer. I think you're just sitting like in a chair somewhere, like it looked like a big plaza.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was great. I'm like, that's a nice humanizing portrait of Jeff Mans.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they did a great job. Josh Adler and Andy, they were so good at just corresponding everything with everybody. And I think at least capturing people, we'll see the final cut, I might have a different opinion, but capturing people in their element, a natural thing, and I believe their angle is going to be very, an outsider's look at fantasy sports, which is, I think, vastly needed.
What's crazy about that is to look at a guy like you and you have the radio career and then you have responsibilities to the writing side over at fantasyalarm.com. So there are people out there that think, you know what, I can't play daily fantasy because I don't have the 5 hours to prepare.
Yeah.
What would you say to them, and how would you welcome them into taking a shot at playing daily fantasy baseball?
Well, I think what we try to do, and I know you guys do that at Daily Roto as well, and what we're trying to do is just help people. And you want to teach people the way to do it. And yeah, you're never going to have the amount of time that we have having made this a career. You're never going to have that time, but we could teach people the shortcuts. We could teach people, all right, here's a pool of players to select from. Here's why we like certain players. So that when you get a lunch break, when you get a smoke break or whatever, and you're on your phone, and you're looking at things, you can cut right to the chase. You're not looking at 35 different statistics and different outliers. You're kind of focused in, okay, what's this guy doing lately? What's he doing against this pitcher? What's this split? And it simplifies the process for the common guy who's just kind of coming home and all he wants to do really is make his baseball or football team a little more interesting.
When do you do it's the playbook, right? The DFS Playbook. When do you do? Because when I wake up in the morning like 5:30, it's already sometimes it's already up. Like, when does man sleep, man?
Yeah, I don't. I do it the night before, and I do it for a number of reasons. There's we try Fantasy Alarm. We try to listen to our audience as much as possible and stuff like that. Now, you guys got the morning show on Sirius XM and Fantasy Sports Network, so you guys are in front of the audience and people who want your information all the time. We don't necessarily have those forums, so what we're trying to do is, a lot of our customers say they want it on the way to work. They want to wake up, drink their coffee, they want something to read, they want something to see. They'll study it, they'll think about the picks we make, they'll tweet us about how terrible they are later on their lunch break, then they'll come home and set their lineup. So that's sort of the thing. So I've been doing, I put it together after the games are final, 1 Eastern-ish, usually most nights. So I take it from that point and go to about 4 or 5, where I've already have like a basic input, but then I have to corroborate everything that happened that night and then put it into the playbook and go from there.
It's amazing because the Daily Roto podcast, which I do it after the games end.
Yeah.
So 1 o'clock, so when people drive to work, they can listen to it.
Right.
And it's funny, I had a situation this week where I disagree with Drew Dinkmeyer on a player.
No.
Right?
I can't do that.
Come on, man. No.
I said,
Let's not get crazy.
They're coming to carry him away right
The
now.
only thing I could disagree with Drew is his dinner choice yesterday. He was eating ice cream.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I said, I had to tell him. He came into the bar like, look, I got Rocky Road. What? I don't understand. Like, you're Drew damn Dinkmeyer. What are you doing? You're not eating a Rocky Road out of a Sunday cup. You're eating a damn waffle cone. You're Drew Dinkmeyer. There should be a gold-plated pimp crunk cup that you eat your ice cream out of.
You can get his pizza tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. He's like, pizza is like, excuse me, this one is missing the sausage. Can I get like 50 cents off of that or something? Trying to get a deal. I got a double coupon for that.
You listen.
It's a wheelbarrow full of $1 million carrying around in front of him.
Oh, my gosh. You listen to Jeff Mann's Fantasy Alarm, Nano Defino. Of course, we're on FantasySportsNetwork.com, FSTA, and I'm on the Fantasy Sports Network TV 24 hours a day, 7 days.
You should be leading with that, man. We're on TV.
Yeah. Jeff Mann, can you imagine how far we've come? I mean, we've all started
from random podcasts that nobody listened to. From fighting about which podcast like chat room message offended us the most to like now we're doing a deep cable to fantasy show. It's like it is unbelievable. The numbers that were announced today at the FSTA are incredible. The industry's grown. I'm so thrilled. Tony, you and I talk about all the time. Nando's a made man, and he's been leading this charge forever. His beard paved the way for this entire industry, in my opinion. But like for Tony and I have been like we were such bottom feeders so long. It was so crazy for so many years.
That's the wrong term, is bottom feeders.
Yeah, well, the rat and infesting. Yeah,
you starve
on the poop of the rat.
I started as a research assistant on a book, man. Come on, it's not like.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
Give me show.
But then they're like, you're really good looking, so why don't we give you? Why don't we just give?
Hey, not all of us. I mean,
they can't all have the frost. I do what I can, man. I'm like a real housewife. I'm just doing what I can. I don't have the Nando natural beard. I just happen to have like 4-day perfect outburst.
The natural
on my beard.
beard.
It just happens to be.
Everyone has a natural beard.
Yeah, it's not like that.
I'm sorry.
You're like just out of a Just for Men commercial.
I'll shave it off right now. Oh,
you will? Let's do it right now.
Give me something.
On the Fantasy Sports Network.
Sharpen this.
You could do it. Fantasy Cricket's coming.
I do it. Dream 11.
I know. That looks like my childhood. I get like nervous around paddles. Like, oh, dear God.
Well, childhood.
Here, have a koozie. Daily Roto koozie.
Grabanowski's coming after me. Oh, no.
All right, we gotta take a break. This is the Fantasy Sports Trade Association Summer Conference. Jeff Mann's from Fantasy Alarm. Check out the DFS Playbook.
Woo-hoo.
Check out FantasyAlarm.com. Check out the show on Sirius. Just check him out in general.
Check it out.
He's actually helping out Godfathers as well.
What?
He's helping out Godfathers as well.
Got the sandwich shop? Godfather?
No.
The pizza place?
Our earlier guest, he helped us.
Charlie White.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You how to play.
Oh, that's
Megan's
right.
Godfather,
Meg,
yeah.
You could have made this
This is
like
true.
a great story how Jeff Mans is going to old age homes across America and
I'm
teaching them how
teaching
to play daily fantasy.
Daily fantasy sports. Like, listen, Grandpa, where you keep your Social Security money? I got a great opportunity for you, okay?
Listen, Grandpa.
Just hear me out. I know you're on SSI, but listen. What if I told you could double that in a day?
I need
got
you
a
to-
hot tip on David Price tonight.
I need you to click on this microphone and enter code MANS
Yeah.
first, though, right?
You just tell like 30 of your grandkids to do that. I'll be good.
Jeff Mans from Fantasy Alarm. Fantasy Sports Network coverage of the FSTA conference continues after this.